As they say in Busan, in Korea, 안녕하세요, 안녕하세요. This P means Polish only. I don't know the LO stands for, but I'm positive the PO is Polish only. God willing, I'm going to Poland and going to be working with ministers, with friends of mine who have invited me to be part of the team. And there's a country, there's thousands and thousands of villages in Poland that have no gospel witness. Not dozens, not hundreds, thousands. Roman Catholic Church, and then nada más, nothing more. Oh God, raise up more workers for the harvest field. Amen? So now we're reading about these early Christians that the writer to Hebrews is trying to encourage them. Remember those early days after you had received the light, when you endured in a great conflict full of suffering? Verse 33, sometimes you were publicly exposed. Oh boy. Sometimes you were publicly exposed to insult and persecution. At other times, you stood side by side with those who were so treated. You suffered along with those in prison and joyfully accepted the confiscation of your property because you knew that you yourselves had better and lasting possessions. Oh my goodness. So what does that refute? The whole foolish prosperity gospel and speak things into existence. Who would speak persecution, insults into existence? But it happened to them. And the writer doesn't say, what's wrong with you? How could you let yourself be insulted? You're one of the king's kids. That really is just, anyone involved in that, just run from that. Run from that. We don't look for trouble. We don't glory in trouble in that sense, like, oh, I need more trouble in my life. Sometimes you were publicly exposed to insult and persecution. They just didn't insult you and persecute you. Publicly, they did it. And yet you were Christians. And God didn't intervene and strike everyone dead. Read church history. Read Fox's Book of Martyrs. People have given their life for Christ. Let's not cheapen what it means to be a Christian and make it an American version where everything's measured by pleasure principle and money in the bank and what kind of car. Forget that. One of the 5 planes that some of these ministers are flying around in. At other times, you stood side by side with those who were so treated. They were persecuted, insulted, and you stood with them because you were brother and sister. You suffered along with those in prison and joyfully accepted the confiscation of your property because you know that you yourselves had better and lasting possessions. That's what those early Christians went through. And it's not criticized, that's a compliment. You endured. It got hard, but you endured. Come on, endure hardship as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. That's a good word for all of us. Little hardship. We're thinking of what some ministers are going through now in countries where they're in Iran. Oh yeah, in Iran. Go over there and see how difficult some believers have it. We should admire them, pray for them, not look down at them. Imagine. I wonder if the early Christians ever came here to America and saw the stuff that's being preached and practiced in some churches. They would say, this is whack. This is nuts. What gospel are you into? Not the gospel we received, not the Jesus we follow. You received a spirit, but it's of carnality. It's not the Holy Spirit. So, in prison, they stood with the believers, and you joyfully accepted the confiscation of your property. Well, if I'm a Christian and Jesus is Lord of all, how can anybody take anything from me? confiscate. No, they joyfully said, oh, you want to bust us and you want to do it? Here, praise God. Jesus, we're suffering for your sake. We thank you that we're counted worthy to suffer for your sake. That's the Christianity of the Bible. It's not an American thing from Nashville, Tennessee, or California, or New York City. Or Florida. It's from the Bible. It's the New Testament. This is the record. This is where we learn. So you stood with believers who were under the gun. And you got your goods confiscated. It didn't matter because you knew you had, see, that's what faith does. It makes you see invisible things and eternal things. So when someone takes physical things, you know, you ain't taking all I have. I have a house, a dwelling place waiting for me in heaven, and my lease is called eternity. There's no 3-year with a renewable. Praise God. So that was the early Christianity. They stood with believers. God give us courage to have compassion, and whether they're another part of the world and we have a way to help them, or whether it's someone who's less fortunate, less blessed right now in right near us. Let's stand with them. Let's not be ashamed that they're in a shelter. So you could be in a shelter. I could be in a shelter. What makes you so special you're not in a shelter? Tell me about that. No, we got to love one another. Endure suffering. Maybe more is coming on here, and that's how God is going to purge the church. And the happy-go-lucky people just looking for their dream to be fulfilled. My destiny. How about the will of God? So it's through much tribulation that we must enter the kingdom of heaven. Paul said that in the book of Acts. He taught that to the believers. So what I want to say to you and myself today is, come on, let's be bold, be strong. Come on, shake it off. That's not the end of the world. What thing you're going through and I going through. No, but this lady, she wrote a bad text to me and they're just trying me. Whatever. Come on, we have Jesus with us. God's going to take care of all the people who are doing unjust things. Mean spirit, he'll take care of that. But right now, we just got to keep our eyes on Jesus. Don't look at the waves. You might start to sink. That's what Peter did. He went, whoa, what am I doing here on the water? Whoa, look at that wave. That's got to be like a 9-footer. No, then he started to sink. Let's keep our eyes on the Lord. He's going to see us through. He's bringing us through. We're going to be in heaven. No more Bible studies. We're going to be rejoicing, gathering around the throne. Blessings. Have a great weekend. See you Monday, God willing.